Hi, today I'm going to show you how to access a Collaborate session through Angel. Now, Collaborate is a piece of software that the school uses so that students and teachers can either have a synchronous, which is you're all in the same sort of online room. You could talk to each other, you could talk to your teacher could talk to you, chat, or asynchronous, where they'll make a recording and then you can watch it. I'm going to show you how to access those. I'm using a Mac for this demonstration, and they've just changed the procedure a little bit with how you access the actual file with a Mac and a PC. So this is for the Mac, and then as we go along, I'll explain the PC side. They're both pretty easy. There's just one extra step. So as you can see, I'm in Angel, and of course you can just log into your class. I can come back here. So I'd find my course, so you would find your course. And you would go to Communicate. And if you look right over here, you'll see the Collaborate tab. And there's a little bit of a strange thing with this in that it shows the dates being the date that you're on. So today's the 28th. So it's showing that day. And now I just happen to have a session scheduled for today for test purposes. But let's say your instructor has the actual class is going to be tomorrow. It won't show down here because it's looking at today and today. So you could click on this to go into the future a day, 29th, click go, and then you'd see it. Odds are this won't happen too much because if it's a lecture they're doing, it'll probably be on that day. You'll go to it that day to look at it. Recordings are a little different. If I click on recordings, which is right here, again, it's just showing me today. And actually showing me yesterday, tomorrow, because I set that, but it would just show today. So if you're looking for older ones, you're going to need to click on this and then go backwards. And it's not going to show any recordings because I don't have any in this class, but the recordings would be right there. So let's go back to live. So we click on the little live link, and of course it's showing that there's a lecture for today. So if you wanted to click this and now get into this class, let's say it's a synchronous class, and you'll be in there with all the other students, and the faculty member will be there talking to you. You just click on this link, and it's going to bring this page up for the Mac. PC, you will not see this, but for the Mac, you will. And what it's asking you to do is download a little application. So you're going to go ahead and click on this. Now, if you've already downloaded the launcher, just start my session. Okay? But I'm going to go ahead and download it so you see the whole process. So I download it. It says, do you want to open with, yes, I want to open this because it's a zip file. And as you can see, it's downloading it. Now, I'm using Firefox because there is a little trick you can do with Firefox so that it will open up this file all the time, this Collaborate file. Now, you don't have to, but there'll be just an extra step if you don't use Firefox. So this is downloading, and it's downloading rather quickly, which is good. And once it downloads, it will unzip, and I'm actually going to then move it to my applications folder because it leaves it in your download folder. Now again, if you're on the PC, you don't have to do any of this. And we're almost done. Okay, now through the miracle of modern editing, the file has downloaded, it has unzipped, and it is in the downloads folder somewhere. There it is right there. Blackboard Collaborate Launcher. Now I'm going to click on this and I'm going to put this in my applications folder, and I'm just going to drop it in there. And now if I go to my applications folder and I look, it's right there. It's in there. So again, that is only on the Mac side. Now it says when it's done, unzip the file and click here to proceed. It unzipped it automatically. I copied it into my applications folder, and now I'm going to click here to proceed. And now, again, this is why I like to use Firefox with this. What happens is, this file right here, the meeting collab file, that, again, this is only on the Mac side. This meeting collab file is the thing that launches the Collaborate session. Now, on the PC, it's going to be meeting.jnlp. And you just download that, double click on it once it's in your downloads, and it will launch the session. So what I'm going to do though is, since I'm on the Mac and it won't know what this file is, I'm actually going to click Open With. I'm going to choose the Blackboard Collaborate Launcher. I click Open, and now I'm going to click this that says do this automatically for files like this from now on. So every time I download a collab file for a presentation, it will just launch it. If not, what you'd have to do is you'd have to go to your download folder and double click on this meeting collab file, and then it would launch. So that's what you would do if you don't use Firefox. If I was using, say, Google Chrome, it just gives me the option to save file. It doesn't actually give me the option to open. So what I would have to do is, if I used Chrome or Safari, I'd have to go to my downloads folder and then click on this collab file, and it would just open. So I'm going to do this. And it's going to ask me, are you sure you want to launch this? Yes, I am. And now if you can see down here, it's launching this Blackboard Collaborate. And here it is. It's verifying the application. It's going to ask if I want to run this thing because it's a file. It's not familiar with what it is. I'm going to click Do Not Show and then Run. This way it'll just do it all the time. And now it's going to start running a few other little programs. There's the Blackboard Collaborate, and here it is. You are now in your Collaborate session, and you'd see other students over here. You might see a photo of your teacher, and once you're in here, then your faculty member could walk you through the whole thing, and they'll talk about the class. But this is pretty much where you'll show up here. Here's a little chat area where you can chat. Your teacher will work over here on the whiteboard. And that's pretty much how you access a session. Now again, remember, if you were running on a PC, you won't have to download this little app. You will just download the meeting.jnlp file, and then you will run that. And how you run that is you just find it in your download folder, or a lot of times in the browser it'll show it down here where you download. You double click on that file and it'll open it up. Okay, now let's say you don't use Firefox, or you don't use the player. Okay, so let's say you're on a PC. Now I'm not on a PC, but I can sort of at least show you what that's like without using that little application launcher that we use on the Mac now. So we come over to the session. I'm going to leave this. We come over to the session, and now I've chosen not to download that little application. This is what you'd see as a PC. That it's going to ask you, do you want to save this file? And you just go ahead and say yes. Now yours won't say collab, it'll say JNLP, meeting.jnlp. You'd click OK. And then in your downloads folder, it'll show up. You click on that. And for you, it won't launch this little app if you're on the PC, but it will launch Java. You'll see a little Java message pop up. And when that Java message pops up, this will then happen, and you'll get in the session just like you did before. So even though the PC doesn't need to use that little application, you'll still need to go in there and click on the meeting file to be able to then run the meeting. Might take a few minutes. It will load Java if you're on the PC, so don't be nervous about that. And then, boom, it'll show up. Okay, now once you're in Collaborate, the most important thing you need to do first is to run the audio wizard. And again, this software is made so that you can hear your instructor can hear you. So it is recommended that you have a headset or a microphone. The headset works best. and you can get them at Walmart or on Amazon. It's just a little Logitech. You could use microphone headset, and this way you won't get a lot of reverb or sort of that echoey sound. Or as long as if you have a microphone on your computer, you'll be okay. And speakers on your computer, you might get a little bit of an echo though. So I would recommend the headset, especially if you're going to be doing a lot of these, and you know your faculty member is going to be doing a lot of these. So they can hear you, and you know you can hear them. You need to run the Audio Wizard, and that's a pretty simple thing to do. You click on this little guy here, and you go Audio Setup Wizard, and then it's going to walk you through the process of making sure your microphone and your headset are working properly. So it says, okay, speaker setup. Listen, can you hear anything? I can hear that, so I'm going to hit stop. And it says, were your listening levels okay? Yes. Now if it wasn't, I would just turn it up on my computer. Now it's going to ask about a microphone. If you do plug in a headset, this is my headset, and I'm not going to do this part because it might screw up this recording, but I would hit that, I would hit OK, it asks me to record something, I would say like test, 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 I'd hit play and I'd see that it worked. If it's your built-in microphone in your laptop or your computer, you'd click that and you'd do your test, 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 and you'd see if it worked. And then when you're all through with that, it'll say, great, your audio's all set up and your faculty member can hear you and you can hear them. So the first thing you need to do when you get into a session is to use right up here, your Audio Setup Wizard.